Good morning, students. Economics, chapter number 1, Introduction to Microeconomics. In this chapter, the first topic is meaning of economics. The term or word economics comes from the ancient Greek word oikonomikos. Oikos means households. And nomos means management or custom or law. So, economics means management of households. The subject economics was earlier known as political economy, and it was renamed as economics in the late 19th century by Alfred Marshall. Nature of economics. The nature of economics can be understood by studying of the following definitions. Adam Smith wealth definition representing the classical era, Alfred Marshall's welfare definition representing neoclassical era, Lionel Robbins' scarcity definition representing the new age, Paul Samuelson's growth definition representing the modern age. Now we will see one by one in detail. Wealth definition. Wealth definition was introduced by or given by Adam Smith. He published a book, An Enquiry into Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nation in the year 1776, which defines economics as the science of wealth. Adam Smith explains how a nation's wealth is created and increased. He considers that the individual in the society wants to promote his own gain. In this process, he is guided and led by an invisible hand. Adam Smith explained in the concept of invisible hand that every man is motivated by his self-interest or own interest, which means that each person works for his own goods. Adam Smith also introduced another concept which is known as division of labor. Division of labor is dividing the entire unit. Entire work is divided into different units, and each unit is engaging by different individuals, which is known as division of labor. Division of labor means instead of doing a particular work by an individual, the entire work is divided into different units, and each unit is engaging by different individuals, which is known as division of labor. Division of labor leads to increasing the quantum of output and increasing the quality of the product and the goods available to consumers at the lowest price. So that division of labor, increasing the level of output, enhancement of the quality of the product, and the goods are available to consumers at the lowest price. The publication of Adam Smith. The Wealth of Nation was published by Adam Smith in the year 1776, which has been described as the effective birth of economics as a separate discipline. The following are the criticism about the definition of Adam Smith. Economics consists of wealth getting activities and wealth spending activities. An undue emphasis is given to material wealth. Wealth is created to be an end in itself. Adam Smith ignored the human welfare, which is an essential part of economics. Adam Smith gave in his definition when religious and spiritual values are held high. So, the economists Ruskin and Carlyle regard economics as a dismal science because it teaches selfishness, which is against the ethics. Listen, students, the next definition is welfare definition given by Alfred Marshall. Alfred Marshall published a book, Principles of Economics, in the year 1890. He defines political economy or economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. It examines the part of individual and social action which is most closely connected with attainment. He also states that economics is a study of wealth on the one side and study of man on the other side. The following are the important features of Alfred Marshall's definition. Economics does not treat wealth as the be-all and end-all of economic activities. Man primarily promotes welfare and not for the wealth. According to Alfred Marshall, the science of economics contains the concerns of ordinary people who are moved by love and not merely guided or directed by the desire. According to Alfred Marshall, economics is a social science because it studies people in the society who influence with one another. The following are the criticism about the Marshall's definition. Marshall takes into account only material things. He does not consider immaterial things such as services of a doctor or a teacher and so on. Alfred Marshall's theory of wages ignores the amount of money that goes as a reward for the services of immaterial things. Alfred Marshall's definition is based on the concept of welfare, but it is not clearly defined because welfare varies from one person to other person, one country to other country, and one period to another period. These are all the criticism of Alfred Marshall's welfare definition. Listen students, scarcity definition. Scarcity definition was introduced by Lionel Robbins. Lionel Robbins published a book, an essay on the nature and significance of economic science in 1932. According to him, economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. The major features of Lionel Robbins' definition. Ends refers to human wants. Human beings have unlimited number of wants. If one want is completed, next want emerged, and that want is completed, another want also emerged. Likewise, human wants are unlimited in numbers. On the other hand, resources or means that are satisfying unlimited human wants are limited or scarce in supply. Further, the scarce means are capable of having alternative uses. An individual lists out his wants or grade his wants and satisfy first his most urgent want. Criticism of Lionel Robbins' definition. Robbins does not make any distinction between goods conducive to human welfare and goods that are not. Economics deals not only with the microeconomic aspects of resource allocation and the determination of prices of commodity, and also macroeconomic aspects like national income. But Robbins reduced economics merely to the theory of resource allocation. It is very important criticism. Robbins' definition does not cover the theory of economic growth and development. Yes, listen students. The next definition is growth definition as given by Paul Samuelson. Paul Samuelson published a book, An Introductory Analysis, in 1948. He defines economics is a study of how man and society choose, with or without the use of money, employ the various productive resources which are available at scarce or alternate uses to produce various commodities over a period of time and distribute them for consumption now and in the future among the people and various groups of society. The following are the features of growth definition. Samuelson states that the resources are scarce in relation to unlimited wants. He makes his definition dynamic by including the element of time. Paul Samuelson definition is also applicable to barter economy, where money is not used. His definition covers various aspects like production, distribution, and consumption. Samuelson treats economics as a social science, whereas Robbins treats it as a science of individual behavior. Scope of economics. The scope of the subject of economics refers to on the subject matter of economics. Economics is an art and a science. If science means whether it is a positive science or a normative science. Scope of economics. Microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics studies about individuals or group of individuals, whereas macroeconomics deals with aggregates at country level or the whole economy. Positive economics and normative economics. Positive economics deals with what it is and what would happen if, whereas normative economics deals what should be. Apart from that, alternative economic system, namely capitalism, socialism, and mixed economic systems. The subject matter of economics may be depicted in the following chart. Human wants, efforts, production, distribution and exchange, and consumption. Again, start with wants, efforts, production, and goes on like this. The following are the subject matter of economics. The basic subject matter of economics are the economy, the coordination process, the effects of scarcity, the science of choice, human behavior, human beings as how to coordinate wants and desires in the given decision-making mechanism, social customs, and political realities of society. Economics is a science as well as art. When economics study the facts, it is said to be positive science. Whereas when suggestions are made to change the facts to achieve the desired results, It is said to be normative science. And when practical steps are taken to put the suggestions in practice, we see economics as an art. This is a brief explanation about economics as a science or art. When we see in detail, economics is an art. Art is the practical application of knowledge for achieving particular goals. Economics provides guidance to the solutions to all the economic problems. Economists, namely A.C. Pigou, Alfred Marshall, and others, regard economics as an art. When we consider economics as a science, the following points should be bear in mind. Science is a systematic study of knowledge. All its relevant facts are collected, classified, and analyzed with a scale of measurement. Scientific laws derived and tested through the experiment, and future predictions are made. These laws are universally applicable and accepted. Economists like Robbins, Jordan, and Robertson argue that economics is a science like physics, chemistry, etc., since it has several similar characteristics. Then, economics examine the relationship between the causes and effects of problems. Hence, it is rightly considered both an art and science. In fact, art and science are complementary with each other. So, this is a elaborate explanation about economics is an art, economics as a science, and economics as both art and science. Normative versus positive economics. When we consider as positive economic statement, assertion about economic reality, supported or rejected by reference to the facts. In addition with that, an increase in money supply implies a price rise in an economy. As irrigation facilities and application of chemical fertilizers expand, the production of food grain increases. An increase in the birth rate and a decrease in the death rate reflect the rate of growth of population. These are all the three statements when we consider economics as a positive economics. And the following points explain about the normative economics. Inflation is better than deflation. More production of luxury goods is not necessary or is not good for less developed country. Inequalities in the distribution of wealth and income should be reduced.